Welcome back.
It feels good to be back.
How was the trip to the US?
It started pretty simple. Just meeting with friends and heading over to South Carolina to visit Seawee. But things didn't go exactly as planned.
I am mildly stressed. The truck will die. This thing nobody knows what it is.
Jump down!
I don't want to break my legs. I saw like none of these things for the last 10 years or so.
Don't lose a tsetse.
Full throttle! And this is where things got interesting.
Actually, now we are at the shop, as you see. Ridley exploration where I am actually in America, because the guy who owns this shop and we are friends. And yeah, also we have, let's say, a little business venture together. And what we are doing today is we drive actually up to South Carolina, to Charleston, to go to Seawee. It is more or less, let's say, a come together for like-minded people. Let's take it that way.
So, and what we are actually now doing is getting everything ready to drive up to get the gooseneck on the Chevy.
Just make everything ready in terms of checking oil, checking everything, so we can travel safe upwards, or safe there. We don't know if everything goes on the gooseneck and on the Chevy, but we will see.
I mean, as you see in the shop, there is a lot of interesting things like this Bronco.
So what was it like walking into the shop?
Before we got started, I just walked a bit through the shop, and you wouldn't believe what was just sitting there. Over there is also a Bronco hiding, a brick Bronco. Under the tarps are also interesting things.
And why would you would ask yourself, the channel is mostly about Land Cruisers, here it is, but everybody loves old 4x4s, especially me. And here is probably the proving ground for like having old 4x4s. I found something for the Land Cruiser enthusiasts here. They will say, you don't see it often anymore. I mean, here you have
a Bronco, a really nice one actually, with the 302 in it, the 5.0. But
that's not what it is about. I'm already walking to it. It is just, I mean, I saw like none of these things for the last 10 years or so.
This was just one of the moments where you just stop for a second, because you don't expect to see something like this anymore. But then you actually just look at it. It is there, it is real.
What can I say? Kyle is always good for a little surprise, and that's for sure one. We have here a 55. It has the small backlight, so it has to be an early one, because afterwards came the much bigger backlights. And if we look under it, what we will do in a moment, we see that thing has literally no rust. I mean, look at these rocker panels, look at the fenders, the doors. In Europe that thing would be gone, like gone. Let us look on the roofline. I mean, sure, we have here some bubbles. I mean, really? That thing is amazing. I never saw such a good 55 actually. I mean, I saw restored ones, they were actually good. But between a totally restored car and one with like minimal rust after all these years, there is such a big difference.
Here do we have a old 40. I mean, that is not an example of good-looking Land Cruiser. But as on the 55, it is a Georgia car.
The frame does have rust, but not in our Austrian way of rust. We talk here about surface rust. And the people who follow me know I do in a moment a 100 series Land Cruiser. Here is also a 100 series Land Cruiser with lots of miles on it. But rust on the frame here is for sure nothing anybody worries about. It's so crazy.
After walking around and seeing all the stuff in the shop, I got a quick reminder that I'm actually here for something else than just looking. And things already started to get a little out of hand.
I have my next thing, what is to do on the Chevy. We will swap out the tires in the last minute because we have a pretty long drive and there are actually not much threads left. Actually, we made it to where we needed to be. That's the truck where we are pulling the tires from. Much newer Chevy, 2-year-old car. Already up injectors and high pressure pump because these days everything is garbage. And the reason is we have to pull the tires. The new ones didn't arrive. So we had to find a solution for like a 500-mile drive with a heavy gooseneck, and the tires on this thing are just like a year old. And the only thing you have to admit about the Chevys is everything is massive, but I mean, even a Suzuki has bigger racks. So let us finish that so we can load the stuff up. We have to drive back like half hour to the shop and then hopefully we can start loading.
Playing George Strait all night long. Bama tea with no makeup on. Yeah, we took the long way home. Fell in love with a southern girl on the tailgate of my southern world. Nothing left.
And from that moment on, you know, there is no turning back.
We were living in a country song. We were living in a country song.
So we made a little stop to get some meat for Siwi, and here we are like in nowhere, Georgia, but that's actually a pretty cool shop. And wait a minute, meat store, American meat store. Let's get some meat.
Like the cork was chopped in half.
Yeah, as you see, it is like meat is everything here in Georgia. It's like barbecues in America. It's fun. So legendary. Now we drive. Again, fuel up the beast, and I'm seeing over there big Oshkosh heavy duty tractor from the army or Marines, whatever. You only see such things like in America. You have to imagine you're just standing there at a gas station and suddenly there is an Oshkosh right next to you. And you just think, what is that thing? It's massive.
We made it into a nice rainstorm. It will slow us down more. And as I said, I'm sure we will be there in the night. It will be like that. Yeah, nice.
We made a little pit stop to drop something off in the middle of South Carolina. Middle of nowhere. Actually I can show the place because private space. But pretty amazing, and now we head to Charleston. It is already nearly 8. So again we are on the gas station because we need diesel and also some gasoline for the buggy. And yeah, it's just like half hour left to Charleston, so we will be there hopefully very soon. Long day.
When do I get to star in your show?
So what are you waiting for?
We made it to Charleston. Yeah, we still have to park, and I was talking to the cops there to like see where we can park. Did they know anything?
Not a thing.
Yeah, it's clear, right?
'Cause it feels like the end. I know maybe this life just weren't meant for us with us.
We made it out of the car. We parked it somewhere near the entrance, and more or less that's it for today. We just have to check in our hotel, and then we are more or less done. And today, hopefully, tomorrow will be hopefully a day with better weather.
because today we lost so many time just for getting here, heading through a rainstorm and everything, but it was for sure worth it for the CV experience. That day was a long one. Getting there took way longer than expected. Traffic, rain. So by the time we arrived, we were pretty much done. Just done.
Back up so we can get the strap loose and then pull up so we can lay the ramps back.
So it's in the morning, we have unloaded Bird Buggy. Yeah, it was a short night, just 4 hours of sleep, but worth it. Over there you see where the CV will be. We have to wait to set everything up because we are right on the entrance. That means everyone else has to do it before, but I have something really cool. I mean, the view here in the morning is like so amazing, just wonderful. Do you remember when I said these things are really silent? I mean, listen to that. It is still a 350, so 5.7 liters. It was just so silent, it runs so smooth. I mean, it's not Lexus, but still so smooth. Tag along also appeared. We just wait for like that they're finish everything over there in terms of putting all the stands up and everything, because we will be the last one who are going in. And for this, everything has to be out, like the delivery trucks and everything. And now I actually wait in a really nice weather, beautiful sun, with a beautiful view as you have seen. That's life.
Good.
Can you tell me what CV actually is? We heard it all day.
CV is the Southeastern Wildlife Expo in Charleston. It's just a big gathering of people who are into hunting, wildlife, and the outdoor lifestyle actually. You can look at stuff, you can buy stuff, you can meet and talk, and just have fun. As you have seen, we made it in. Not everything is set up. The car is set up. We will set up the rest afterwards, and when it starts tomorrow, the expo, everything will be ready. And of course, we had quite some time to mess around.
TT's in the back of this truck. Don't lose a TT.
Full throttle. Samber got a new cooking table. That's very exciting. So, CV has started. First people are here. We got everything set up right before. I'm sure this day will be a blast. People are already streaming in and the weather is very nice. It's a little bit windy, but still nice. Yeah, we will see how it goes. And of course, we just finished everything last minute, just right before people started to walk in. And then finally I just had a moment to just breathe. And then I went for a quick walk around the expo. And this is where I met Kreg. He is a super chill guy and he makes these bronze sculptures and they are super realistic and nice.
Gonna go on a rig like this or on your own truck.
Oh wow, okay.
And honestly, he is just a great person. And we got along just right away. It, just clicked. Same kind of person. And at that point, I had no idea what was still coming our way. It's for me, Saturday, so second day of CV. Yeah, I've actually a good morning. I'm still tired, that's why I'm
absolutely groggy.
Everything felt normal, but then it started to go a little downhill. But yeah, with setups like this, you can't expect some things come up.
It's always nice when you start off the truck and battery charging. They got Duramax, so besides Seaway, I have to change a generator today in the parking lot. Nice. I drive into Charleston now. I had to make a detour so I'm not stuck on the highway. I'm in the last bit of where I have to drive on the highway, but because the charging light is on and the Duramax only says 13 volt, I'm a little bit worried. I don't want to get stuck on the highway with no electricity and a dead engine, because as we know, all modern engine needs electricity for the ECU. So I hope I will make it to the parking lot. Could be close. I already turned everything down and off in the truck, lights, radio, blower and so on. It's a real adventure. Yeah, nice.
And how did you feel about it?
No comment.
I don't know if you can see it because the sun is very bright, but over there is an aircraft carrier. And I'm like 3 kilometers away from it, and that thing is massive. Man, that thing is huge. It's like a swimming city.
You can't imagine that. I drove over the bridge, looked down, aircraft carrier, like an actual aircraft carrier. And when you've never seen one before, it is just massive, like really massive. It's like a building on water. Can we get in some shots of that?
So I'm now in downtown Charleston, and the next thing is I have to get to the expo. Then there in the parking lot, I am mildly stressed because I don't know when the truck will die, because it will die for sure, but hopefully it dies there in the parking lot, or I just can pull the keys or turn it off like a normal car and be okay that there is, yeah.
At that point, I was just stressed. I mean, you have to imagine if the car goes out in the middle of the street, I had like tons of scenarios in my head how to get it away, and people are like honking her horns and stuff. Ugh, just horror.
Now we're stuck in traffic on Brillbank. The car says 12.9, 12.8 volts. You know the feeling when you know it is like you have 5 minutes left, and if it is longer than that, you're I have that feeling now, cause the power steering already lacks a bit of power. Would be such a situation if like the Duramax went out now, like all lanes full of cars, and I stand here with a 3.5 ton heavy pickup truck with automatic transmission. Cars are not like humans, cars need love. You have to maintain them and be nice to them so they don't let you down. I was nice to him, so I hope he's nice to me. Yeah. I made it into the parking lot. I am so relieved that this thing just made it. I will now find my way over to Seaway to go to where we are and yeah, make a plan how we do that.
I can't say how relieved I was. I was like, God, I didn't stuck in the traffic and nobody else at me.
We made it to Seaway. It's a much bigger circus today than it was yesterday. And we got some nice burritos as breakfast. And as I said, today, much bigger circus. As you have seen, thousands of people are streaming around our spot. That's so amazing. And in the afternoon, I have to do what I always do, play the mechanic, get the truck back online.
And then I ran into Kreg again. And he was like, should I help you to change the alternator?
I have to change it in the afternoon because tomorrow it will rain, and I'm for sure not changing the alternator while it is raining. Yeah, I do it in the parking lot.
Help you. I'm not a good mechanic, but
And he is just such an incredible guy. I mean, you have to imagine, he just asks if he can help you. I mean, he had work to do there, but yeah, he still did ask me, can I help you?
Just a little bit north of the Georgia line. May not know just where I'm at. No,
That's Lottie, Brian's dog from Over and Under. And Lottie keeps care. Everything is really clean on the floor. And she is very amazing in her job.
but I don't really care at all how it ends or where it begins. And I'll do it again.
It's afternoon on Saturday on the Seaway. As you see, I'm not on the Seaway, I'm in the parking lot. Somebody has to change the alternator, and that's me, because I'm the closest thing to a mechanic here, because I'm a mechanic. And we want to get home or load up tomorrow after Seaway, and with a alternator we will not make it the 6-hour drive back. So let's go. The good thing about the Duramax is we already see here is the AC compressor, that one is new. And here we have the alternator. We will get that out now and get a new one. Chevy decided that in order to get the generator out, you have to unbolt the fan cover. The engine is still warm, the sun is burning down on me, that's how I like it. I have to unbolt the entire shroud. So I beat the Duramax in his own game. And before I get a generator without a truck, I have to hook back the battery. I forgot that, so I can lock the doors. But I found a shotgun shell in the back, and we will put this shotgun shell over the power of the alternator. Good, we are in America and the car is full of shotgun shells. I have a new alternator. It took probably 2 hours to get one. Lots of traffic today. There we have the new alternator. I already put it in. I will bolt everything down, and yeah, I don't think I will go over there today again, because until I am finished it will be probably dark. But it's okay.
That was definitely experience. I mean, I was all hands in there to make it somehow happen. And I mean, you would imagine big Duramax, you have a lot of space. Nope, you don't. But this kinds of things always happens to me. And that is like my proper adventure, always.
I have everything on, the shroud is attached, the batteries are attached, everything. And now we will start it up and look if the lights are out. Yes, it seems the lights are out. This one is charging 13-ish. I don't want to say where the alternator is from, but I have a bad experience with them. It seems everything okay. I will just let him idle for some time. And now I will probably have to shower because I'm dirty as it gets. We'll drive now to Charleston back. I'm a little late because, yeah, I slept too long. But it will be okay, because it's Sunday. And it looks like it will rain, so we'll see how the last day Seaway is, and then we will head back to Leesburg, Georgia. So it looks like it will rain soon.
You can't complain about food in America, that's for sure. Nothing you can complain about.
Fuck. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only downside was like, at some points, everything has to come to an end, and also the expo was on its end. But still, it was like meeting all these people again, talking, having fun, seeing familiar faces. It was just such a nice experience and such a different experience from Europe. But hey, all things have to come to an end at some point.
So the third day comes to an end, it already dies down, and yeah, it starts to rain, so I assume it will be over in probably an hour or so, and then we will start to get our stuff together. That we are able to load it tomorrow on our gooseneck, drive back to Georgia. But it was great, and it is still great. I mean, just having fun, the food, meeting people. That's just different from my everyday job, right? Just nice to be over again in America. The thing is coupled on, and now we'll get in the front and get everything loaded. Kinda hard to couple on a gooseneck alone. Actually, it was a pretty nice weekend from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. South Carolina is always so nice. The weather was so good and sunny and everything. Just yesterday, a bit of rain. Yeah, super! Yeah, everyone gets wet. And then we will make a little stop somewhere to look at something. I probably cannot film, but will be cool, and I will tell afterwards what it was.
I knew it was going to be good. Kyle had planned something special. I knew about it. I was thrilled.
Bye bye, Charleston. It was nice, and hopefully we will see us again. So we have to fuel up again. I mean, distances here are something completely different than in Europe. So fuel is a necessary thing. It's not like in Europe where everything is just some kilometers apart. Here everything is so far apart, and you need plenty of fuel always you drive somewhere. When you look at this, like, no firearm use, right? That's America. You can't shoot like out here, right? No firearm use.
Yeah, when we were there, I didn't expect the scale of it. It was just amazing.
After the tour of the factory, we are now heading back to the base. It will be dark soon, and we still have like a 2-hour drive, but we like it. Actually not, but we have to do it, right?
At least we're not looking into the sun.
Yeah. At least we're not looking at the sun. It's the good thing. We controlled the straps. It's already night, and now we will hit the road again. Okay, I woke up like 20 minutes ago, and we will bring now the buggy to the shop and get everything unloaded. Yesterday we were just so tired from driving, and it was such a long day. At some point it gets really, really hard. But today we will have another wonderful day in Georgia. Okay, now we get everything unstrapped to get everything down. Oh, it's so beautiful out here. I mean, the sun is shining. It is really bright, actually. I read the news today in Vienna it is snowing. Here it is like just the nicest day you can imagine. Just sunny with a nice pullover, not too cold, and I'm really chilled.
Now I have to show you something cool. You have seen this thing over the entire expo. But now I actually want to show you what it actually is, because this thing is pretty cool.
I'm sitting in this thing, nobody knows what it is. Actually, we know what it is, it's a bird buggy. What the thing is actually for, the Europeans will now ask, what do America do with such things? Actually, it's a hunting rig. As you see behind me, with all the seats, normal people sit up there and hunt birds. And that's the whole thing about a bird buggy. I mean, you have to mention this one or the Bird Buggy brand itself. I have to say a brand because it's a brand. They make really high quality bird buggies. Like this thing is leather, nicely welded. Everything is new, drivetrain engine. It has a EFI system. It's just nice. And actually with like the 35s on it, it is huge. Especially for like European minds, it's huge. So to give a little overview about it, what is it? Actually underneath there is a Chevy 1500 from the 90s. With the independent front suspension. Why with the independent front suspension? It's not about off-roading here, it's about ride quality. And we see they ride pretty amazing, or I know they ride pretty amazing. So, what kind of engine is in it? It's a 5.7, or for the Americans a 350. Did you know that the 350 V8 is actually the most produced V8 in history ever? Because it's just a reliable thing. And afterwards, when we start it up, you will hear it is just so freaking quiet, because I'm so used to like diesel Land Cruisers and they're always like a bit loud. This one is like silent. Let's take a look under the hood. There we have the mighty 350 with a Holy sniper system. I already installed snipers on like 350s and also on a Jeep and the inline 6, and they actually run so amazing. I mean, if you're used to like a carburetor, it is just such a big improvement, because like starting and everything just gets easy.
From one cool thing to the next thing, we got back to the 55.
You want this to remain how it is.
Then it's going to stay. We'll do our best with it without going overboard.
You have to imagine, Kreg drove this 55 in Utah, so Moab and stuff, for 20 years. And he was like wheeling all over Moab with it in a nearly stock 55. That thing has to tell some really great stories.
You will see we will do something pretty cool, and I'm involved in all that stuff, but more later.
You got some Bondo that's pretty bad actually.
Area where they are all rusty. Like, it doesn't matter if it is 55, a 60, a 40, they're all in this area.
Do a double door.
You're gonna need a ladder to get to the top of those boxes you have.
Okay, so build a ladder in. Just whatever expanded steel, obviously aluminum boxes, and 2 fitted areas for those coolers. So I'm thinking leather where your butt is,
Leather where you touch, wool where you don't.
wool in between.
What he wants to do is, the cases inside, the white and the red one, he wants to keep it on the roof rack as like, let's say, vintage storage boxes, to make it, to give him a certain look.
Wow.
Are the floors okay?
TT, look under there. The floors are surprisingly
Floors are like,
surprisingly really good.
I mean, it's a Utah car, right?
Look,
there are still the original blocks. That, actually, Kreg, the car looks fantastic underneath. I told you that car is like one under 1,000. Okay, Kreg.
I told you. The fuel pump, mechanical fuel pump went out.
I was talking about just changing that out. If you're going fuel injection,
There is, man.
yeah, you got plenty of room.
for
You got
everything.
room to do anything you want in here.
So to talk a little bit about that 55 in our background, I already got a little bit over it. We will see that car again, because that 55 has some problems in terms of engine, trans. Rust is less a problem here. I mean, it had some, but that's nothing we have to like address. The 55 will be in a future episode of Ranching here in the US. We will do some things on it. It will be very, very interesting for you, because we made it over the ocean. So, that thing is, when checked up, gets a new dimension. That's checked up.
And now I will try to get in this thing. Really? Oh! Still. I got in it, but still, I mean, it's high. It's high.
Jump down.
I don't want to break my legs. I would say he jacked it up a bit. Super Duty TRX. I actually like the Ram TRX. The engine is like crazy.
I don't think it's gonna be a smooth ride.
Nah. Will for sure not be a smooth ride.
And then the guy takes me out into the woods with a Kawasaki move, and he still had some, for European minds, crazy things planned.
That's a pretty good target.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it at the end of this road right here. We're gonna turn the mule around and drive as fast as we can and shoot it as many times as we can.
And of course, always something has to go wrong.
The four-wheeler dies.
Oh, baby. Oh. The fuel gauge is still the same. We trusted him.
The last meter.
Come on, hang out the front.
So dumb. So dumb. Just the last meters.
Come on, come on.
Last day as always. I should be at the airport in 4 hours. Finally, it worked out that I get a ticket back home. But I will miss Georgia. I always miss Georgia. And I will miss the Toyota. Oh man. And I will miss the weather. I will be back soon, that's for sure. You know, the FJ55. Chew! There is coming something really big. You will see it.
So how would you describe your trip to the US?
Awesome, as always. The US is just the US. It's not Europe, it is an entirely different setting. And for a car guy, the US is always amazing.
Okay, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me here.